The ring of a bell comes to you on a cold wind. The ring comes again and again. You are alone. And then, you are not. An indistinct and at their back, the shifting image of Bereth settles on the...
Watcher, I tasked you to discover Aethys's intentions. Tell me what you have learned.
The pallid knight knits her brows.
He does not seek to return.
Her sickly pale skin, the figure nearest Bereth, the goddess
Does Aethys...
From out of Wodika's shadow, he does not speak. Wodika steeples her long...
A moon would do the job nicely. As if you could...
The figure beside the ash falls to the... Mogren's glowing...
I acted in haste. To move against him while his plans are unknown would be the height of foolishness. We must find wisdom in precaution.
The pallid knight tilts her head to the side and gives you the long-suffering, narrow eye...
No.
Another of the silent figures steps forward.
Let's all take a... Aethys has been...
You look up then into avian eyes. Helia puts a Scan shuffles for...
Then, when he believes himself to be in our...
Scan pauses.
Ah, and here is the Watcher who delivered poor tormented Ollie's back into the clutches of her uncle, Lord Harren.
Scan licks the ragged edge of his lipless mouth.
I did not expect...
Helia's feathered crest stands on end.
You wretched little creature.
Your point is well made, little Watcher. If self-evident, Aethys has not been known to possess a vindictive nature. Indeed, he has occasionally been magnanimous to a fault. However, if we push him to the brink of reason, there is no telling what he may do. He is, as ever, unpredictable.
Something akin to fondness, the pallid knight gestures for silence.
Aethys cannot be killed, but he may be... Both stand in...
Mogren grits her black glass. She begins to pace. Mogren stops and balls...
Even if we manage to destroy his current form, there is the
The pallid knight...
Mogren speaks too freely.
Wodika waves the gods. Her voice takes on a sharp, almost panicked edge.
There is no sensible answer to the question of a resurgent Aethys, other...
Your opinion is
Though her tone is impassive, the banked fury in her eyes says well enough what she thinks of your interruptions.
We will act when it is appropriate to do so.
The pallid knight steps away from the half-circle of the words she speaks.
Follow him, Watcher.
The black of the pallid...
Your debt to me remains unpaid.
She stares at you, unblinking. You blink open your eyes.
Maybe just this. Come along, Trinket. Ship life sure is an adventure, ain't it? Tell me what's on your mind. My folk at the war. The others toughened, turned survivors. That much. Of course. Mostly I learned through reading. No need to fiddle-foot around. I'm listening. I'm glad we talked.
I wish you'd maintained my story in front of Vanessa and the others. I didn't enjoy deceiving them, but it seemed simpler than the alternative. Believe me, I take no pleasure in duplicity. After we parted, it's controlled us for 5 years trying to undo them. The task has been more difficult than I anticipated. I don't think I fully understood the weight of the decisions I would have to make. It was much easier when I only had to follow someone else's lead. My father's, Theos's, yours. What matters is that you got us out together. After we defeated Theos, I thought the hard part of undoing his work would be tracking down the Leaden Key's members and operations. Perhaps this would be easier with an example. I went to a village in Old Valia. Aye, right home. Centuries ago, the details were lost. At every full moon, the villagers would feed the soil with their blood. Or they would bleed themselves to the point of fainting. Past that in many cases. In the days that followed, a couple would die of exhaustion. Or infection. I can't blame the villagers. The village priest, Wicked El Bonbat, he was a tyrant. So I arranged for him to have an accident. I thought so. The old man died. They were convinced his death was an ill omen, so they began bloodletting instead of a handful dying each year, a few perished every week. I had to do something. I keep wondering what I might have done differently, or how I could have known better. I suppose I should get some rest. It's been a long day, and you've given me a lot to think about. Yes? Hey, look who it is.
Aye, Captain. Of course, I do that by way of good old traditional Valian made a Captain Aldee's claim. A couple of them thought he might be. They say she ain't had a deserter since. Tad cruel for my taste. But I admit to it. Deadlight's a tough coconut to crack. But if not cracking, what are nuts for? Aye, Captain.
You're far from home, farmer.
Why do we gotta be far?
Are you a farmer?
Yeah, but...
I'm the harbor master, Kaoha. I must ask your reason for docking in Neck. Are you drunk or just stupid? You're not the first captain to drop anchor here with the foolish idea that we...
Show them. Show them what you are. Yes. Yes. That's it.
What's the matter with you? What are you...
Now.
What? What is this?
Run for it!
So much for discretion.
How can I help?
Aye.
Oh?
What can I do you for?
Yeah?
Need a fresh jacket or pants? Something more delicate? If you... Take your time.
Well met, stranger. If you feel like investing in protection, I assure you that Marihi, you can find lots to see.
We're full up, I'm afraid. If you're looking for lodging, you'll have to hope there's room at the tavern. We do indeed. Forgive me if I mistook you for a tenant. There are quarters set aside upstairs. Passers-by with a bit of extra coin will find a welcome cot and a meal. This is a temporary measure, of course. It's not my place to share the dealings of the Valera family, but this is all rather... Suffice it to say that a family in want of coin might find alternate means of securing their finances. In the case of this estate, that means renting the occasional room. No shame in making a practical sacrifice. But I've said enough. Speak with Otello if you have business with the Valera household. You'll find Otello Valera upstairs in his study. Well, as they say, business can always be better, yes? I'm sure I needn't bore you with the details.
He's not gonna get away with it.
What do you suppose that bally thing is?
Ah, a new face in the Valera halls. Not every family in the Deadfire controls the very flow of currency. My time is not inexhaustible, but I am willing to spare it. What can I do for you? Valera ships escort goods and merchants from island to island across Deadfire. The Principe dogs show us their stern whenever they spot Valera colors on the horizon.
Leave it to a swabby from the Republics to think a pirate showing them their rear be a compliment.
Good night, Watcher. We can speak in the morning.
Of course, darling.
You should see this.